Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to Gnan Cloud Garage. In this session, I'm going to talk about what's new in VMware vSphere 8, a quick preview of vSphere 8 announcements at VMware Explore 2022. Okay, and here is the agenda. What are the customer challenges of modernizing on-premises infrastructure, and what are the today's enterprises requirements for modern solutions, and what's new at VMware Explore 2022, and what's the VMware vSphere 8 architecture for modern computing, and what's new in VMware vSphere 8, and what are the key features of VMware vSphere 8, and what are all the top 10 key benefits of VMware vSphere 8, and when can customers start purchasing and upgrading to vSphere 8, and what licensing models will be available for vSphere 8, and will the customer able to upgrade existing vSphere licenses to vSphere 8. So all these 10 questions we can discuss one by one. And what are the customer challenges of modernizing on-premises infrastructure? Before understanding the what's new in vSphere 8, let's talk about the what challenges and solution. What challenges this vSphere 8 is going to address. So here are the main challenges. Traditional data center architecture cannot handle new demands and requirements. So the new demands, like it includes additional server capacity to meet demand for infrastructure drives up cost. Let's say we already have some existing infrastructure, and in future, if you want to expand your workloads, either you can enhance your workloads from tier-based applications, web dev and app applications. Either you can run it on a same tier-based application architecture, or if you want to move it to a container-based application architecture. During that time, we need to validate that our existing cluster capacity is available enough, sufficient or not, or we should go for a new infrastructure. That is the most common challenges when we have a conversation with our line of business team or project management teams or any of the application team. That is the one common customer challenge. And another challenge is specialized infrastructure silos increase operational complexity. So specialized infrastructure silos means, let's say we already using a virtual infrastructure using a vSphere virtualization. Suppose some applications they required for any of the artificial intelligence or machine learning application or any video analytics application. So that time we need to validate that our existing infrastructure is specialized to support these business related or project related applications or not. Or sometime there may be some high big data related applications, so, or SAP HANA. So every time we need to look for our infrastructure, whether our infrastructure is specialized enough or not, or else if it is not specialized enough, we need to look for a separated infrastructure for the new requirements. So that scenario, our operational complexity is increased and our infrastructure always in a separated mode. That means it's a silo mode. So that is also one most common customer challenges. And another challenge is CPU centric security model needs additional defense against attacks. So most of the time our infrastructure, our workloads are running on a hypervisors, and within our cluster we can have a additional memory. We can able to increase the memory 64 GB, starting with 64 GB minimally, and in our server workloads we can go for a 128 GB, 512 GB, 1 terabyte, more than 1 terabyte. We have a facility to increase the memory. That means memory level perspective, there is no infrastructure challenges in general. And similarly for storage also, even whenever you need additional storage, if your existing capacity is full, we are adding a additional LUNs and additional data store, we can add it to our cluster. That is a usual process. But when it comes to the specific to the CPU, our motherboard comes with a minimally two physical core processors, or two physical core with additional capacity, like two sockets processor with the 32 cores, 64 cores, and so on. But when you want to need a additional CPU capacity, definitely there will be a challenge. in addition to that, our CPU consumption is always high utilized. And even recent days, we noticed there is a vulnerability attack, ransomware attack for a when you are using a few CPU models. So always consider that CPU have a one constraint, and CPU centric security model needs a additional defense against attacks such as ransomware attacks or any other malware attacks. So this is also one of the common customer challenges. And in addition to that, sorry, I accidentally pressed the end button. Sorry. And in addition to that, there is another thing is recently Gartner and IDC reviewed the survey, and based on the survey result, what they are saying is up to 30%. If you consider on average, if you take off about any of the workload cluster running with multiple ESXi hosts within that cluster, 30% of CPU capacity is consumed by networking and security services. Networking and security services means the main key service are switching, logical routing, logical firewall, and also if there is any additional load balancing services. All these are considered as a networking and security services. And this DFW, distributed firewall and distributed logical routers, are also consuming a 30% of CPU within our workloads, either it in a management workload or in a workload compartments, management compartments and workload compartment. So this is also one of the challenge when we have a conversations with customers. Okay, to address all these challenges, VMware come up with a new solutions this year during the VMwareExplore 2022. Okay, to address all these common challenges. And not only the customer challenges, even if you want to do a some latest application, modern application, all the customers are looking for a some requirements. So the key question is, what are the today's enterprise requirements for modern solutions? So the most of the modern solutions, it have the following key requirements to transform our current infrastructure. That means current IT infrastructure model to support the modern workloads. Modern workloads means it's which can supported for a containerized applications, and it will also support for a artificial intelligence, machine learning application, function as a service. In addition, serverless architectures, and also the any of the other project related application, all are considered as a modern workloads. So most of the time the modern workload architecture require a minimally virtual machine to run the application. So the application can be run on bare metal, or you can run on a virtual machine, or you can run on a container based application. Even containers also can run if you want to run coincidentally with your architecture. Earlier there are challenges, but with the latest VMware solutions, VMware also introduced vSphere with tanzu, and even the latest version 2.0, we can able to run the enterprise grade Kubernetes along with or alongside beside with our production workloads. That means production virtual machines. And in addition to that, most of the business related applications, it require a normally a CPU, central processing unit. And if you have any AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, or any video analytics applications require a, instead of CPU, it is also required to support all your graphic performances and all. It require a GPU, graphic processing unit. But this graphic processing unit also we have to insert in our server hardware. Suppose if you are using a HPE Proliant server, within the Proliant server there is a motherboard consists of PCI slots, peripheral component interconnect. Within the PCI slots we have to insert this GPU card. See, if you insert the GPU card, see this is the insert one. We have to insert in the PCA slot. You will get the separate port for the GPU card. Okay, and similarly, we also some of the applications like big data or any of the high value data services required a additional code that is called FPGA. FPGA full form is field programmable gate arrays. These cards are specific requirement for few applications. So this is also we have to insert separately in our hardware. So this is the most common enterprise application requirement. Either most of the common applications require a CPU. That means in our virtual machine level, we can assign virtual CPU. But some video analytic applications require a GPU, graphical processing unit. Example, NVIDIA and some of the other vendors also providing a GPU, and even FPGA. FPGA means field programmable gate array. These cards are specially needed to support our enterprise applications. Okay. In addition to that, the today's enterprise requirements includes high performing infrastructure, enhance performance of infrastructure and workloads, and support new types of accelerators, and simplify the hardware lifecycle management. And everyone looking for a, instead of doing a manual firmware update, BIOS update and all, always everyone looking for a automated method of lifecycle management. That is also one common requirement. And another requirement is developer friendly platform. Most of our developers and DevOps admins all are looking for a easily discover and deploy DevOps services. Instead of doing a manual steps, they're looking for a automation or easy management process, and improve the resilience of containerized workloads, and provide a greater flexibility to deploy Kubernetes clusters. This is also another requirement. And in addition to that, and the flexible licensing model, because instead of going for a silo based licensing model, all are looking for a procure using an OPEX model. OPEX means operational expenditure model. That is, in other words, we can also call it as pay as you go model, or pay for use model. So whatever you are using, based on your usage only, we can pay the bills. Either it is monthly, quarterly or yearly basis. And simplify entitlements. And also they are looking for a software as a service. Nowadays, most of the enterprise requirements includes anything as a service. The most common requirement is software as a service. And the scale capacity on demand. They want to do a scale up or scale down, either horizontal scaling or vertical scaling. This is also common requirements. So to address all these today's enterprise requirements, and as I mentioned earlier, customer challenges, VMware come up with a solution that is called, with the latest version of VMware vSphere 8. Okay, so what's new at VMware Explorer 2022? VMware Explorer 2022 already started on 29th August. Since last 3 years, the last 3 days, sorry, last 3 days it started uh, giving you so many sessions for VMware Explorer. It's close to 900 plus technical sessions. Among this, they released so many features and so many uh, advanced features are they announced officially. So within that, the key products enhancement, three products they released officially is specifically when it comes to the server infrastructure, and also the cloud infrastructure perspective and edge infrastructure perspective. They released the main product versions are VMware vSphere 8 and VMware Virtual SAN 8, and even they did some enhancements in VMware Cloud on AWS. And in addition to that, for edge computing, they come up with a solution called VMware Edge Compute Stack 2.0. Okay, so in this session, I am focusing on one of the latest release, that is VMware vSphere version 8. Okay, so we can use any of the combined solution, or we can use individual solution. And what's new at Explorer is VMware vSphere 8, and VMware vSphere 8 is officially a enterprise workload platform with modern computing architecture. Okay, and when it comes to the virtual SAN, this is the next generation of storage platform with the express storage architecture. In our previous architecture is ordinary storage architecture. Now the latest naming convention, they changed it to express storage architecture. Okay, so now let's focus on the vSphere 8 in this session. Okay, and let's understand what's the VMware vSphere 8 architecture specifically for modern computing. So the architecture involves based on the requirement. As I mentioned, the most of the business applications require a CPU. So in our virtual environment, vCPU. And similarly, and the graphic intensive applications like AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and any of the video analytics related applications, all of the applications requirement is GPU. So this architecture is officially supported with the GPU, graphical processing unit, and infrastructure services and data services also require some additional enhancement compared to CPU. So that means CPU level security, and it requires some defense model of features. That features, they are coming up with a new processor called DPU. DPU means data processing unit. It's also known as smart NIC, smart NIC, network interface card. So now our latest vSphere 8 architecture consists of, we require a physical resources to run our vSphere ESXi 8 operating system, and within our hardware we can include these three cards. So we can include the CPU is by default it comes with a motherboard, and within our PCI slots, peripheral component interconnect slots, we can insert separate card for graphical processor unit and one slot dedicatedly for DPU, data processing unit. These two are need to be inserted in a PCS slots. Okay, and before we are implementing vSphere 8, and if you are using any graphic intense applications or data service related application, make sure that our hardware must come up with a GPU and DPU. For this inserting GPU and DPU, we can coordinate with our hardware, most popular hardware vendors, HPE, Dell, and IBM. So based on our customer choice, we can contact the respective hardware vendor and make sure that our hardware must have these additional cards. Along with the CPU motherboard, we should also need the additional cards, GPU, graphical processing unit, and DPU, data processing unit, also known as smart NIC. Okay, this is the our high level vSphere 8 architecture. And what's new in VMware vSphere 8? A quick preview of vSphere 8 announcements at VMwareExplore 2022. So here are the new announcement information. The major enhancements what the VMware come up with is, they come up with a solution called DPU, data processing unit. Actually, this was already announced in the last year during the VMworld 2021, but that was not officially announced. But this time they officially come up with a VMware vSphere 8 architectural solution. Okay, and the DPU means vSphere running on DPU, vSphere on DPU. In other words, VMware also saying this as a vSphere distributed services engine. So either you can use DPU word or you can use vSphere DSE, distributed services engine. So it will cover the all the areas. It will cover the server infrastructure services, storage services, and network and security services. All these services area, that is the reason they mentioned distributed services engine. So this DPU is acts for all these three areas: compute layer, storage layer, network and security layer. Okay, and in addition to that, here is the some key points. vSphere 8 is a major release that brings benefits of the cloud to on-premises workload with cloud integration through the VMware Cloud Console. So this VMware Cloud Console similar to like our public cloud consoles, AWS, Google Cloud, and Amazon. Amazon also have a AWS console. Microsoft have Azure console, and also the Google have a GCP console. Same way, VMware also come up with a VMware Cloud Console. So the website also vmc.vmware.com. So when you log into that site, we can able to log in with VMware Cloud Console. Okay, and it supercharges performance with the DPU. When compared to CPU, when we are having our motherboard running with the DPU, it is completely supercharges performance with the DPU, and the GPU based acceleration enhances operational efficiency through the VMware Cloud Console and seamlessly integrates with add-on hybrid cloud services. Even when you have a VMware Cloud Console, we can able to integrate with our hybrid cloud services and accelerates innovation with an enterprise-ready integrated Kubernetes. That means vSphere with Tanzu and runtime that runs container alongside VMs. So along with our VMs, we can also run our Kubernetes, and we can also run vSphere pods and containerized platform applications. And vSphere 8 version release will be available through the various vSphere product line offering, including vSphere Standard Edition, vSphere Enterprise Plus Edition, as well as the new feature is they are come up with a consumption based model, which is vSphere Plus. Okay, so this is the main new what's new in vSphere. It is this is the high level overview. And let's understand what are the key features of VMware vSphere 8. So the key features are, as we know, VMware vSphere 8 means the enterprise workload platform with modern computing architecture. So within this architecture, VMware come up with four key features. That first feature is this vSphere 8 is get cloud benefits on premises and supercharge workload performance because we are using a DPU, data processing units, and GPUs, and enhance operational efficiency. That means when you are using a DPU, we can able to automate our lifecycle management. Not only lifecycle management, some other tasks also can be automated using vSphere 8 features. And accelerate innovation for DevOps. Even for DevOps users can able to use, they no need to work on a silo environment. Within our vSphere one single plane of GAUS, we can able to support for all the development and operation DevOps related applications. Okay, and in addition to that, specifically for cloud benefits on premises means enhance existing on premises workloads in place with cloud services. So that cloud services like it include core services, shared services, add-on services, and also the some developer services. Okay, and introducing the cloud consumption interface. So in short form CCI service, this CCI service will help us to integrate with our vRelay suite, which is vRelay's automation and also the hybrid cloud environments. Okay, and the supercharged workload performance means it is also meet our throughput and latency needs of modern distributed workloads and vSphere on DPUs, AI ML acceleration. Okay, and enhance operational efficiency means efficiently reduce IT maintenance windows. And previously, during the maintenance window, we have to download the updates from the lifecycle manager. Now, before the maintenance window, we can able to download all the patches, and only the maintenance window timings are reduced. That's the reason they mentioned enhance operational efficiency. And ESXi upgrade simultaneously on multiple ESXi hosts. This is also new enhancement feature. And in addition to that, and easily discover, access, and deploy developer services, and introducing Tanzu Kubernetes Grid TKG to version 2.0. Okay, this is also new enhancement and also the new release of version. And now let's talk about what are all the top 10 key benefits of VMware vSphere 8. See, VMware 10, VMware vSphere 8, there are top 10 key benefits. So those key benefits in starting with VMware Cloud Console. So this Cloud Console is come up with a vSphere Plus licensing model. When you have a VMware Cloud Console, we can able to monitor all our multiple vCenter servers within our organization. And admin services, even admin services means multiple vCenter servers can able to manage using a single console through VMware Cloud Console. And another benefit is developer services and add-on services. Add-on services means we can also use this capacity management, dashboarding, reporting, and all. We can able to manage through the Cloud Console. The key features involves developer services, add-on services. And the fourth benefit is vSphere on DPUs. So vSphere on DPUs means, as I mentioned, another name is vSphere Distributed Services Engine, because DPUs are providing a services for not only the compute, virtual infrastructure, so virtual machines, as well as network services and security services, and including data store service. All this layer it is providing the support. That's the reason they mention as distributed services engine, DSE. And the fifth key benefit is AI ML enhancement. Compared to previous model, now based on the customer requirement, the AI and ML is enhancements are done using DPU models and also the GPUs. And improved lifecycle management. Lifecycle management also, few of the tasks are automated compared to previous version. And the better workload placement using DRS, distributed resource scheduler. Even DRS enhancements also did with the vSphere 8 version. And cloud consumption interface also introduced. And another new version is introduced is Tanzu Kubernetes Grid 2.0. So vSphere is integrated with TKG. Okay, and the version is comes with when you are using 8, it's latest version starting with TKG version 2.0. And last but not the least, the 10th key benefit is vSphere green metrics. Normally in our vCenter console we can see the performance graph, standard graphs and advanced graph. Within the advanced performance graphs we can also have a green metrics. So this green metrics will show us all our hardware health status with additional capabilities compared to previous. Even power based consumption information also we can find using vSphere green metrics. So these are all the top 10 key benefits, not only limited to this 10, we also have so many other key benefits, and this individual benefits and all I will explain separately in the later sessions. Okay, and including the vsan 8 also. Okay, and now let's discuss what are the VMware vSphere 8 frequently asked questions. When the VMware releases a new version, definitely our customers may ask the common frequently asked questions. So one of the question is, when can customers start purchasing and upgrading to vSphere 8? Suppose even other way around, some customers may ask, why do I need to upgrade to vSphere 8? What is my key benefit? So just now I discussed about top 10 key benefits. These benefits you can explain to your customer whenever they ask for a why do I need to upgrade to vSphere 8. Okay, but here the question is not only upgrade and when can start purchasing. So based on the VMware Explore 2022, what they officially announced that general availability is set for a September 13th, 2022 and will be available for the transition. Okay, and another question, what licensing models will be available for vSphere 8? So same like our vSphere 7, vSphere 8 will have currently sold perpetual models. That means permanent model, never expires license models, and introduce a subscription model through vSphere Plus. Okay, this is the new one. And there will also be a term model based on per core licensing moving forward. This is also will be available in future. Okay, and another question, will the customer be able to upgrade existing vSphere licenses to vSphere 8? Definitely answer is yes. And vSphere customers with an active support and subscription. Support and subscription means in short form SNS contract or entitled to version upgrade to vSphere 8 at no extra charge. Okay, so no need additional charges, and we are easy to upgrade to the vSphere 8 if you have a support and subscription license. And all version upgrades to vSphere 8 require the acceptance of new end user license agreement. So this has to be performed from the VMware licensing portal. Okay, so hope you understand what's new in vSphere 8 and the 4 key features and top 10 key benefits. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. And if you're watching this video first time, please do view, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Gnan Cloud Garage. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate all your support. Bye for now.